Hello all. Just thought I'd do a little short like this, well, a clip, aka a video, um, talking about Universal Studios GB. Now, I'm just going to say this and put this out there now that nobody really knows what's happening with Universal Studios GB. I follow it, and I follow the group, which you can access via the link in the description below. There are about 4 or 5 different groups that you can join. Fan groups on Facebook. I'll put them in the link in the description below as well as the comment section. But this video is basically to talk about a potential land or potential intellectual property IP that I'd like to see come to Universal Studios GB if it was to happen. Now, the reason I say if is because nobody really knows what's happening. It's all, like I say, all my videos are all speculation, all my shorts are speculation. So nobody really knows what's happening with the Universal Studios GB resort. I've got my opinions on it, my feedback on it. Something I've said about the park and which I've sent for feedback to them is I'm not happy. I've looked at the master plan and I did like the master plan at first, but I've looked at it and I'm thinking to myself, why not then build? Because how the resort is laid out on the actual master plan is they have City Walk in the middle. They have the transport hub off to the left. They then have the car park, flat parking in front of that. And then they have the theme park behind. I'm looking at the plans and I'm looking at the actual site that they want to build it on. And I'm thinking to myself, why not? And this is my opinion. And I've actually given this as a suggestion. Why not build where Kempton Hardwick Station is? Why not build the actual City Walk in that area there? From where the train station is, over Manor Road, and then build it up to where potentially a gate 2 could go. Or if not, they build gate 1 up that end, and then gate 2 this end. So basically, where the theme park was originally, or where it's originally planned, they build a brand new, so where the park is originally planned, that doesn't become the transport hub, that doesn't become the hotel, that doesn't become City Walk, that doesn't become the car park. That becomes, I think, in my opinion, gate 1, a massive gate. Now, you're probably going to think I'm being over the top here, but my thoughts on Universal Studios GB, this is a big deal for the UK and this is a big deal for Europe. Why not make this park, this resort, the biggest in the world? This is a really big opportunity for Universal. I know they've got other parks all over the world, but this is a really big opportunity. I would love to see a theme park like this. I've always wanted to. I've been a big fan of the London Resort for years, and I've supported the London Resort. I've now come to the conclusion that the London Resort is not going to happen in the big project like they said they was going to do it. I still believe it will happen in some case, in some form, but I just don't think it'll be a big park like they were planning. I think it's going to be Universal that brings in big intellectual properties, big original rides, big original creations, and everything else like that. I think the London Resort is going to be a shorter resort now, like a smaller resort. It's going to probably be about the same size as Merlin, Chessington, that sort of size, if they do go ahead with it. It's still active, apparently, on the UK government website. I've looked on there, and it's still active, apparently. So something's happening there. I don't know what's happening, and nobody really knows what's happening. But, yeah, it still looks like they're going ahead with something. But I don't see it being a big park. I do think Swanscombe's got a good lot of potential with it, but I don't think it's going to be a big resort or theme park like we have seen in the past. It's a shame, really. It would have been good there, but yeah, realistically, it's not going to be a big park like Universal are going to be. It's going to be a small, probably resort with maybe a water park and then a theme park, like a small theme park. If they're not building a theme park, I just think they need to start somewhere smaller than the London Resort and build a few attractions, because there is a garden city being built in Ebbsfleet where Ebbsfleet International is. There is a garden city construction project happening there, and they are building, like I say, a garden city there. So one thing that would be brilliant, in my opinion, is if the London Resort focus on creating attractions there. Maybe do a wheel, maybe like as in the London Eye, basically do something like that there around the lake. Do some a water park, do maybe a little amusement park, or a theme park maybe still there. But I don't think anything big's going to go there like the London Resort were originally planning. I do think a port would be a really good idea, and I think if they do an amusement park, maybe do intellectual properties around certain. I mean, when I say a big park, maybe it could be a medium-sized park, maybe about not the same size as Alton Towers. It'd probably be about the same size. Maybe if you put Thorpe Park and maybe Chessington together, it could probably be a big park, that sort of size. But I can't see it being a big, massive park anymore. And if they do build a big, massive resort, if they do build a resort there, it maybe might be like what's it called? A one big gigantic park with maybe a few hotels and the transport hub. That's all I can see going there in the future because of the SSSI status they've got now, which is limiting what they can do on that site. I do think they will build. I do think they should, in my opinion, build a port because I think that'll bring cruise ships in. One IP I was going to say, and I do suggest that they do, if they do go ahead with it, is Disney. We haven't got anything like Disney in the UK. We have got Disney stores, but we haven't got any sort of Disney, theme parks or attractions or anything in the United Kingdom. We have got the shop, like I just said, but we haven't got an attraction or a theme park or rides or anything. So that's something I'd like to see come to the London Resort if they still go ahead with it. I did say it was over, and I did say I don't believe in it. I don't believe it will be a big resort now. I believe it will be a small resort with a little theme park. But it'll probably be about the same size as Thorpe Park, Chessington, maybe Chessington and Thorpe Park, two parks together, that sort of size. But I can't see it being a big, massive park like Universal. Universal is going to be the big main resort coming to the United Kingdom, and that's going to be the big highlight park that everybody's going to be coming to the UK for. With Merlin, and maybe even the London Resort being maybe a Merlin park. I did suggest at one point maybe Merlin Entertainment's considering taking over the London Resort, maybe doing a partnership with them and then creating a new Merlin Resort in Kent, because we haven't got anything in Kent that's like a theme park or an amusement park like Merlin. We could do with one down here. I mean, we've got Dreamland Margate, we've got Laysdown Amusement Park, and we've also got Diggerland, but these attractions haven't got big rides like you have at the Merlin parks. Dreamland's got so much potential, and I have my opinions on Dreamland, but it still needs investment, and it still hasn't got the big attractions that you get at the Merlin parks. So we really need something down here in Kent that has an amusement park status like Merlin, and that's why I suggested if the London Resort doesn't happen, and if the London Resort was to happen, maybe they could have a partnership. Maybe Merlin Entertainments could come in, help the London Resort build a massive, gigantic theme park for Kent. And then that could bring, because especially now HS1 are bringing in the potential of Virgin Trains, bringing in Evelyn, and bringing in currently where Eurostar run the services up and down from London to Paris, Amsterdam, Brussels. And they used to go to Disneyland Paris, but they don't go to Disneyland Paris anymore. But talking about the London Resort, I still think it could happen. It's questionable, but just not as big resort like we were saying. It probably, like I say, Thorpe Park, Chessington size put together. That's realistically what I can see. But I do think that if they do build a port there, I think they should build a port, and then what they should do is build Disney cruises coming in there, TUI cruises coming in there, Caribbean cruises maybe, and a mix of various different intellectual property cruises coming in and out of there. Maybe even P&O coming in and out of there every now and again, or maybe even another cruise liner coming in and out. So that's what I think will maybe happen to the London Resort now. It'll be a smaller resort, not a big resort like it was originally planned, with maybe a few hotels. And that's what I think the London Resort will be in the future. Or if not, it'll be a small amusement park with attractions around the Garden City. That's what I can see happening if they still go ahead with it. But this video is all about Universal Studios GB. Now, do I think Universal Studios GB will actually happen? I think it will. I am starting to back that one more now over the London Resort. I'm a bit 50-50 about the London Resort. But I've talked about that, so we move on from that now. We'll see if that happens, but you never know. They are active, so you never know. This video is a rant, so it's basically about anything. But this video is basically about Universal, but we've gone a bit off topic. about that. But it's a rant. I don't know what this video is, but whatever the title will be is what the title will be. But Universal Studios GB is the talk at the moment about the theme park potential resort coming to the United Kingdom. I have high hopes for this park. I have 100% backing for it. I do believe it may happen. It's all, like I say, it's all speculation at the moment. Nobody knows what's going to happen. It may happen. It may not happen. Nobody really knows. So I hope it will happen. There's a lot of intellectual properties that I'd love to see come to Universal. A lot of original stuff. So like, I'm a history buff. I love history. I love UK history, British history. I'd love to see attractions built into the Universal Studios resort around British history. I'd love to see things like the Tudors. I'd love to see Victorian times. I'd love to see World War II, planes like Spitfire, Hurricane. I'd love to see fictional stuff as well. I'd love to see, there's a lot of variety stuff I'd love to see in Universal. If you agree with what I'm saying, let me know in the comment section below, as I would love to see your comments. I love reading your comments, any feedback, and I will comment back as best as I can. There are certain comments I will ask you back because, you know, at the end of the day, it's, you know, sometimes I have to ask people. It's part of my ADHD, autism, OCD and all that. So if you have a question, ask me the question. I'll try and answer it. I'll try and answer it as best as I can. And yeah, I'll try and answer it as best as I can. And yeah, basically try. So yeah, this video is all about Universal Studios GB. I'm going off topic quite a lot. But things I'd like to see in Universal Studios GB are various different intellectual properties. Some that I think are probably not going to happen, but I want to suggest my opinion anyway. I'd love to see some Paramount IPs come into this. I mean, this is a big opportunity for Universal Studios GB. This is a big opportunity for Bedfordshire. I believe, like I say, when I was saying a minute ago how City Walk can go in the middle and then you have 2 gates, what I was saying was they could have a 200-acre theme park as gate 1. Now you're probably thinking, you're nuts, you're insane. I understand, it sounds insane, it sounds crazy. But this is big for Europe and big for the United Kingdom. Why not go all big for this park? I've looked at Islands of Adventures, I've looked at Universal Studios, and I'm thinking, why not combine the 2 parks together into one big gigantic Universal park? Why not have, and this is how I think the park should be laid out, have the studios at the front where like you go in. So in like America you have Islands of Adventures. In that Islands of Adventures area you have the studios as a land and like a entrance area. Then it goes into a lake, which is like the Orlando and all the other parks around the world who have a lake in the middle. And then you put all your lands around the lake like they are laid out. But the sort of lands I'm hoping we do get some copycat lands, like as in clone lands. I'm hoping we get Jurassic World. I'm hoping we get, what's the other one? So there's Jurassic World. I'm hoping we get, I can't think. I've never been to a Universal park, but I'd love to see Universal come to the United Kingdom because it's a really big deal. The only time I've actually been to a Universal park is virtually on Theme Park Worldwide's videos. Go and check them out on his channel. But the sort of things I'd love to see is obviously Jurassic World. There has been talks about Warner Brothers and talks about Harry Potter World. That is another land I'd love to see come to Universal Studios GB if they can get the intellectual property. Another land I'd love to see come to our version is Scooby-Doo. I'd love to see Spooky Island and in Mystery Incorporated and their like things, their mission trophies, their mission things, everything else like that. That's something I'd love to see come to the United Kingdom. I'd love to see the world of Wicked come to the United Kingdom. There's nothing like it in the world. I'd love to see something like that come to the United Kingdom park. Maybe even a hotel of some kind around that as well. I'd love to also see, and I thought about this the other day, I'd love to see, DC. I'd love to see World of DC come to Universal Studios GB, where you have a land all dedicated to DC superheroes and villains. So the Joker, the Batman, Justice League, Aquaman, Superman, the Flash. I'd love to see a Justice League dark ride built, and built into DC land. Maybe a dark ride, a flying Vekoma coaster for Superman, and then maybe even photo points for the Joker, and maybe even a few other rides for the Joker, and other attractions. Wicked, I'd love to see. I think a really good opportunity would be, and I've said this on a short, I'd like to see on Wicked a single rail coaster. I think it would be brilliant for having like Alphabet on a broom, and you go upside down and you join. It's like you're sort of on a, if not, you're on a broomstick and you're joining Alphabet on the adventure through Oz and through the world of Wicked. I think a boat would be really good. Basically, if you've not seen the movie yet, go check the movie out. And if you see all them things in the movie that you like all the buildings and everything, I'd love to see all those buildings and everything immersed into Universal Studios GB. If not, into Florida. I don't really mind where it goes. I want to see it in the United Kingdom, really. But, I think it'll be good in the United Kingdom. It'll really put the UK version on the map. And really, bring it all more to life in the United Kingdom. Especially as Wicked was filmed in the United Kingdom. So, it makes more sense that it be in the United Kingdom. Especially the steam train. I love the steam train, the cog train. Another thing theme I'd love to see is Jaws. I'd love to see the Jaws ride come back to Universal Parks. I'd like to see it in London or in the Bedfordshire. I'd also love to see Jurassic World come over here because, again, it is one of them top IPs. I'd love to see that come over here with an original boat ride, an original coaster, and also maybe even the dark ride, a copycat dark ride from, I think it's either Singapore or Japan. It's one of those two. I saw it on Theme Park Worldwide and I loved it, especially when the one of the dinosaurs, T-Rexes, comes after you and it follows the train. That was epic to watch on Theme Park Worldwide's video. Trying to think what else I'd like to see. I'd like to see a lot of like a land around British history. That's something else I'd like to see. I'd like to see in the studios, because the thing about the studios is anything can go in the studios, and this is the thing. It could be as with the studios. It could be as creative as you want. You can have anything in the studios, and something I'd love to see in the studios is an Ant and Dec ride. I'd love to see like a dark ride of some sorts, like a simulator ride or something. I'd also love to see the Grand Tour, Top Gear, that sort of ride. Maybe even what they call them. The test dummy car ride over in Epcot, a test track. I'd love to see something like that around the Grand Tour or Top Gear. I'd also love to see an RMC built around something. I don't know what, or a wooden roller coaster. I've got tons of ideas for Universal Studios GB, and I will give them via more video formats like this, and I also will do more through shorts. I love creating shorts. Sometimes it takes a bit of a challenge putting it into a short, like, vertical video, but it's all part of the fun, isn't it? And it's all part of the what's it called? I like to try and keep it in a short thing because sometimes I run out, and sometimes I run out what I'm saying. Sometimes I go over the thing, over too much, which is what I'm doing here. There's a lot of things I'd like to see come to Universal, but one of the things I'd like to see is the Hard Rock Hotel and Hard Rock Cafe in the City Walk. I understand the resort over in Florida's got one, but that's something I'd love to see come to the UK parks, the UK resort. If you agree with this or you disagree, let me know below. Let's just say there's a lot of things I want to see come to the UK parks, the UK resorts. Jurassic World, like I say. Despicable Me, I'm not really bothered by it. It probably will end up in the resort somewhere, in the park somewhere, whether it be a Gate 1, Gate 2, nobody really knows. Transformers, maybe. I do want to see a James Bond stunt show. I think that's one thing it's definitely got to be included in. Another thing I want to see as well is a studio tram tour like the one in Hollywood. I'd love to see that come to the UK. We again haven't got anything like it in the UK. Disneyland Paris is the only other one we've got now, which is the Cars Route 66. But I'd love to see a studio tram tour come to the United Kingdom with Universal Studios GB, with James Bond, with a bit of Jurassic World, with a bit of the Catastrophe Canyon, like truck ride thing, and a few other scenes, maybe Jaws and a few other different scenes that you get in America and everything else. I'd love to see a tram tour come to our beautiful version of Universal. Agree what you have seen in this video? Let me know in the comment section below. I would go more into this. 20 minutes is about long enough. If I edit this video, probably won't edit this video. This is the video that's probably going to be put on. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, turn on your notifications via the bell below, and please share this video as well as my other videos on with both family, friends, travel tourism and theme park enthusiasts. Hopefully we hear more about Universal soon. Hopefully we hear if it's going ahead, if it's not going ahead. It's taken a long time to come through. I know it went through, it was mentioned in the government yesterday that about, I don't know what was mentioned, I haven't actually watched the video yet, but if you want to go and keep up with more updates, go and check out Project Universal UK on YouTube. Check out Theme Park Worldwide. Check out UK Theme Parks. I don't think UK Theme Parks has done any videos on it yet. I know Digital Dan has done some, so go and check his channel out. But yeah, and also Universally Bedford, I think he's done it as well, or Universal something. He's done, I'll put him in the link in the description below so you can go and check him out. That's it. I've got more opinions, more feedback on what sort of things I'd love to see in the future. I'll do another video or another few videos at some point explaining what sort of things I want to see. But if I was going to do a resort, in this resort, I'd love to see, like I say, the City Walk in the middle, Gate 1 as a big 200-acre park with loads of expansion space and loads of opportunity for different intellectual properties and original rides, and then create a Gate 2 up the further end. Agree or disagree? With basically transport hubs either side for Wigan Station and Kempston Hardwick having car parking structures. Another bit, another turning road built off the motorway, and also another one built right round the back of the park. Agree or disagree with what I've said in this video? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and cheerio.